Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it's... Oh, I got the SP! Hello and welcome to today's video. I'm Golden Gad. If you haven't met me before, I do esports content with League of Legends, as well as TCG content with One Piece and Pokemon card openings, as well as collection reviews, stuff like that. Either way, today, got a special video, which is going to be the OP-10 booster box. So I actually happened to get one on the interwebs, and I'm excited to actually open this up. This will be my first box of OP-10. I did go to a pre-release where I did get the secret Luffy, but that's about it. Besides that, nothing too special, only the 6 packs that were given out. So I'm excited to see what I actually get out of this box, and I'm open for some SPs maybe. Definitely the kind of stars in this set, so pretty excited for this one. But we're just going to get going with it, but I do know that, you know, I always do have some special surprise before we actually get into the main content, which is this OP-10 box. So today, we have, as you can see here, the OP TCG Premium Card Collection Best Selection Volume 2, and if you know anything, I like collecting cards, so this kind of product is perfect for me. So I ended up getting a pretty good price on this, so I'll just go ahead and open it up on camera today, as you know, as we do here on this channel. So either way, let's crack this open. So I always like to do these little goodies at the start. Sometimes I'll showcase some cards that I collected recently. Sometimes I'll do little mini unboxings for some of the side products I never got because I started late. And this just happens to be one of those days where I'll be getting a side product that I never got. So yeah, this is the One Piece card game Premium Collection Best Selection Volume 2. So as you can see here, we got Boa Hancock, Hina, X-Drake, Beji, Kikunojo, and I don't remember your name. So we're just going to open it up here. It always comes in this kind of portfolio style. We got Boa, Beji, Karasu, that's his name, X-Drake, Hina, Kikunojo. We got Onigashima Island, Barrier, L4, Gum Gum Giant Gavel. This is the Billionfold World Tricolism, and then Fire Fist as well. So we got some pretty good stuff in here. So let me crack this open, since I do want to add these to my binder as per usual. So I'll be right back as I get these out of this sleeve. Okay, and we're back. I've unwrapped it. You know, I will say this one is at least easier to open up than the 25th anniversary one, because they're all in a row. So you can kind of like rip them out perfectly fine. Whereas the other one was kind of offset. I did actually record that session of me opening that box, or that special collection, but has not been uploaded. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. I just haven't found a good spot when I want to be uploading that video, so we're just going to wait on that. But either way, let's take a look at these cards. I did get a pretty good look while I was taking them out of the sleeves, but honestly, they are really nice. So here we go. We got Capone Beige with a nice kind of sideways texture there. This guy has so many alt arts for a character that pretty much just shows up in 2 arcs for the most part. So pretty surprising to see him yet again in one of these collections, but still very cool to see. He definitely does have a great arc in Whole Cake Island, which I will say now I have caught up for the most part in One Piece. I just finished Wano in the manga, so if you know anything about me, I've made great pace in that. So pretty surprising to see me actually come out with that. So here we go, Boa Hancock as well. Some nice texture on that one. Of course, everyone always loves Boa. She has so many alt arts for good reason. We got Karasu. More of a low-key alt art, but still pretty cool to see that in that full art variant. Revolutionary Army, so playable in Bello Betty. We got Kikunojo. This is a really nice card. This is a card I really believed in. If you want to check my Nico Robin video out, that was 2 videos ago since this one released. So if you actually check that out, you'll see that I tried to make this work. And honestly, I'm considering bringing it back, considering where the meta is. So I really have to deliberate. But either way, this is a beautiful card. And Kikunojo, definitely one of my favorites of Wano. We got X-Drake here. Makes a lot of sense. Obviously has a lot of titles at the bottom for good reason, but nice alt art nonetheless. I'm not sure if I don't know if I fuck with his the color of his jacket, but honestly still pretty cool. We got Hina here, one of the nicest alt arts in this entire box. Super unique art style. It's Drawn by Nico Time, pretty cool. I will say this card also probably went up in value. I haven't checked a lot since Gecko Moria and Ice Age were banned, since this is kind of your only way to get rid of that, get -4 so easily. So you also get to play out a body. Yes, it's a vanilla, or it's no counter, but still definitely really solid and really beautiful card. Definitely one of the main drivers for me to buy this collection rather than just buying the singles that I want individually. Here we got Barrier, Bartolomeo, of course, doing his thing. What a goat. Okay, we got Onigashima Island. Pretty nice. Honestly, I like the particle effects in the background. I am a little bit having this like raw hollow pattern is not my favorite in the mouth and the eyes, which you'll actually see is in abundance here on Elthor. This thing is just straight up just raw hollow foil. There is nothing else going on in that center portion. There's a bit of texture on the edges and on the sides and in front of NL, but really it's just straight hollow texture with that rainbow effect. So pretty cool there. Here we go. We got Fire Fist. This is obviously Sabo and Rebecca, but I like the little plume of fire around him, as you can see there with the texture. Pretty cool. Here we go. We got Billionfold World. Yeah, this is from Zoro, I'm sure. I would, just gotta, yeah, that is definitely Zoro. Yeah, I don't know which scene this is, but still pretty awesome. I think this might be from Dressrosa, if I had to guess. Yep, it is Dressrosa. I read the type. And here we go. Gum Gum Giant Gavel. Pretty certain this is going to be Arlong's fight, but not entirely certain. But still looks great as well. And I think this is, I haven't read this card before, but I could think it could be pretty interesting for something like Usopp in particular. Not that I know what an Usopp deck looks like. So for all I know, could be the most played counter event in all of Usopp. And I wouldn't really know. So yeah, either way. Now on to the main course. The main event here, OP-10. We've gotten through our alt arts from the collection here, and let's just get into these packs. I'm pretty excited. I mean, this set is not necessarily something I was super excited for. Nothing really stands out to me besides maybe some of the alt art leaders in particular. And I actually, if you checked my Twitter, I'm always going to call it Twitter, I don't care. You could actually see that I pulled a alt art leader for the first time off stream, or off camera. And turns out it was Monkey D. Dragon from OP-07. Honestly, not my favorite. I think literally any of the other alt art leaders are better. But still, getting my first alt art leader was definitely something cool. And I'm excited to see whether I can kind of reproduce that success in this box today. I don't know anything about the case information since this was shipped over to me from across the United States. So I don't know if there's been a manga in this case or not, or something of that sort, but we'll just have to wait and see as let's just get started. So we're gonna just start off with Punk Hazard here. Obviously the theme of the set is Gear 4 Luffy. Well, Gear 4 in some ways, Gear 4, mostly in the locations. So we have things like Punk Hazard, Dressrosa, as well as a little bit of some other stuff like Animal Kingdom, stuff like that. So we got here Gum Gum Rhino Schneider. I love that name. I think the Gear 4 names for moves are so funny. Here we got Minecraft Tony Chopper. Shout out. Pretty fun fight there. Gum Gum UFO. I don't think I've actually seen this. Probably part of the next one. So here we go. We got the Usopp card here. This is the event. Obviously, Searcher for Usopp. Still very funny scene there. And then we got actually another card back here. We got Lim. So this Lim is super playable if you want to play Lim, the leader. And it's actually pretty much required to play because the effect is just that good. If the character would be removed by your opponent's effect, you may rest one character instead. And, that's really good because guess what? She restands a character at the end of your turn. So no matter what, you'll get some sort of value there from that effect. And that'll just be constantly reoccurring throughout that entire process. So let's keep going. Pretty cool cards to start off here. Nothing too special, but still good start nonetheless with that event card. There's a lot of playable SRs that are actually quite expensive that I would like to get some playsets of, so we'll have to keep going here. We got Clone Soldier, Kinemon, Rock, Edward Newgate, so this is also very playable in Lim. I'm actually going to separate out playable Lim cards just because I plan on maybe trying it a couple times here and there. Kozuki Momonosuke. I haven't actually seen this card before, which is surprising. Okay, Eustace Captain Kid Leader. I didn't get one of these during pre-release. We got Leo here, staple of Usopp, of course. We got Virgo, a staple of Smoker, so pretty cool there. Put this in this pile. And then finally, we are going to end it with the Dawn of Doflamingo going, and just a really cool set of art there for the Dawn. So pretty awesome to see. I'll just put that to the side. And let's continue. So not too bad of the start. That's obviously one of our 2 guaranteed Dawns per box. So pretty good stuff there. I'm not going to lie, I almost cut through that card, whatever it was. So I hope it wasn't a good one. It might actually be, because I'm seeing an SR on the back. I don't know which one I cut. Well, I felt resistance. So let's just say, no matter what card it is, it will not be a PSA 10 or something like that. We got Buffalo, Little Back Bears, Usopp, Brook, Scotch, Jesus Burgess. This is a very good card. Very interesting. If you have 8 or more Dawn cards in trash, you gain Rush if you add a Dawn. So at 6 Dawn, you can do some weird Rush stuff. Got Man Sherry. God Thread. This card is freaking annoying. If you haven't played against Purple Luffy or, you know, yeah, just Purple Luffy, playing this card, it is freaking annoying as hell. Oh, we got a little bit of a spoiler here. Senior Pink will be the play, and then it's going to be a Monet for the SR rarity there. So let me just add that to that pile. Monet, pretty interesting card. Just a staple of all Smoker decks, I think. I think most people are running at least 3, just because it's good to have on board. You rest the character, you give 2 rested Dawn to your characters, and then you also give an opponent character minus 1k. So it's actually a really strong effect. I found a lot of games where I'm playing against it, I have to remove that effect in some way, so I have to dedicate swings to it. Which for a 2-class character is very solid. Here we go, Inazuma, the clutchest card ever during pre-release, which I ended up getting 3rd, which was right outside of prizing. You don't know how devastated I was, to be honest. Got Frankie. Yeah, let me actually talk about that. My pre-release event, I ended up bringing Sanji Leader, of course, which makes, you know, that particular yellow Inazuma so powerful, because you just instantly get to rest something. It's kind of like an Usohachi in that way. Okay, Nami, also very playable. I'll just add that to that pile. Killer. Got Caesar Clown, the least played leader. Okay, we got Liberation. Great event here. Obviously staple Blackbeard, to my chagrin. And finally, we got Dracula Mihawk, also very playable for Lim. So, yeah, so I took Sanji. I ended up winning 2 games against other Sanjis, and then also one game against Yamato. And then I won another game against the Shanks, which was very strange. But he said he just forgot to bring Sanji with him, which was funny. But he still ended up getting 4th, I believe. But then what happened in finals is I lost. And then when I lost, the ranking I got based on my OMW %, if you've played at a local, you'll know what that is. I was down 0.1%, and I didn't get the buggy promo. I was disappointed. I was so close. I can't believe I lost the finals match, and then I still got 3rd. I mean, that's just how rankings go, but it's still very unfortunate here. Got Cavendish. I want the other Cavendish, the blue one, which is actually extremely solid. Sengoku. Foxy. I'm actually going to put this aside. This is a card that is extremely playable for Reiju. Actually, I do run it in Reiju, so very important to keep that aside as playable. We got Cub. We got Room. This is a very good event, to be honest. We got Roronoa, another very good staple card for black decks. Well, particularly Usopp, because you get to, you know, rest a leader or stage, and then you get to KO something 4 cost or less, which is really solid. Okay, we got an alt art here. I think it's Tashigi. There we go. Tashigi, one of the best cards in the set. Not sure on the value of this, but to be honest, it's a really beautiful card. I don't really like the art. I think Tashigi's face looks weird. Or, I guess Smoker's face looks weird in this. But either way, still, because of it being so playable, definitely one of the more valuable things to pick up here. So I'm just going to put this into a sleeve immediately. And that's our alt art right out of the way. If you don't know what this card does, you should fear it. If you ever see it get rested, you have to get rid of it, because otherwise, when 8-cost Kid comes down, you are not getting rid of that card. And I'm kind of surprised they didn't put in like a failsafe for like 8 or 10 drops with this card in particular, because it just keeps them so safe. I totally disregarded it the other day. I was playing against a Bonnie. They put Tashigi on board. They put Rosinante, and then they played out 8-cost Kid, and I was like, oh, I could just Red Rock because it's not rested. I don't know why it wasn't rested, but it wasn't rested. So that Rosinante wouldn't be able to block for it. And then guess what? Guess freaking what? Yeah. Oh, no, it's Red Rock, so it goes to bottom pile, not KO. Right. So it was removal. And I was like, okay, perfect. I get rid of it. And guess what? Tashigi literally blocks it, goes rested, and then I just lose the game. Right on the spot. So, definitely don't be like me, but still, cool to have that card nonetheless. But now, my aspirations for the set, I think, really just fall on SPs and alt arts. That is my parallel slot for the most part. So we got a lot of digging to do, but I'm looking for some playables with the SR Sanji, the some other ones as well. The secret, I would like to get a law for sure. Ooh, this Frankie I'm actually gonna put aside because look at Nico Robin's face in the top left. I just think it's so funny, so I'm gonna put that to the side. As a Nico Robin player, I find any card with Nico Robin, I'm making a separate page and a binder for that. We got the second half of Kinemon. Okay, Basil Hawkins, very good card here. And Tony Chopper. So this is one of those playables that is super staple in any red deck. Definitely going to get added to this pile as well. For both of these cards, actually. Because Basil Hawkins is also very good. But I found its tempo to be a little bit slower than I'd like. But maybe if Blackbeard is present enough, I might bring it back. I'm just very scared for Shanks. Like, I need the removal to be able to survive. So it's a little bit scary to have such, like, sticky bodies that don't do much besides manipulate life, on board. Which is why I'm kind of trepidatious of Kikunojo as well. We got Gum Rhino Schneider again. We got Moosey, shout out. Caesar Clown 7-drop. Actually a pretty good card. You do need Smiley in your deck. Baby 5. Makes a lot of sense. Here we got Trafalgar Law Leader. Nice. That's our third leader of the box. Got Violet. Pretty good card here for Sugar. And then we got Smiley, a staple. Pretty much the staple card of Caesar Clown. If you're going to play Caesar Clown, you need to have Smileys up and running. Now, who's playing Caesar Clown? Don't freaking ask me. It's not me, that's for sure. Personally, red-blue sounds like maybe the most miserable combo in the game. I guess not most miserable now that there's some more draw options that you would want on a more aggressive deck, such as the Cavendish Blue, that I'm actually considering maybe trying with BV. But, there's a lot of card draw already in that deck, so is it really necessary? Who really knows? Nico Robin, I got that one during pre-release. Very big body. Super clutch there. We got Barrier Pistol. Usopp. Shootin'. Oh, this Zoro is so annoying. If you have less life, you gain Rush, so one of the few Rush options for yellow. We got Cub. This is a very good card for Lim as well, so I will put that aside. We got Damn Punk. Also a pretty good card. You just get to look at your life and then KO one 5 cost, pretty much. So you get to kind of filter life. Well, not filter, but reorder life and then also KO something. So pretty good card, but I wouldn't say amazing. This Marco, though, is really freaking good. Bounce blocker with 3 for 3 Dawn. I'd say that's really solid. So I'm going to put this in this pile. All right, let's keep going. Get into this pack here. We got Ivankov to start us off. Very good card here for Bello Betty. I know, there's like a lot of good staple cards in this set. I will say that, and especially with some of the bans, like these new decks really have come and swung hard, and you really got to start getting ready for them. Pretty much across the board, we got Ryuma here for double attack. Kozuki Ononosuke. There's no need for the Navy. Sugar, pretty good deck. Okay, here we go. Kyros for our SR of this pack. Very solid card. Just a kind of similar to Jozu, but instead you don't have the cost of trashing or removing something of your own board. So pretty good stuff there. The next pack it is. Imagine we get a manga here. Imagine. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine. I'm not gonna lie, but imagine. All right, here we go. No special Dawn on the back because I just decided to open the pack that way. Got Rouge, another good card for that pre-release event. Diamante, Saint Homing. I will say that's the one downside of being in such a a dense area as far as cards are concerned. Like, so many people are playing these trading card games. The amount of available boxes is just a lot lower than I think in most areas it would be. Got Radio Knife, another KO5, but also you get to rest an opponent's character with 6 or less. So going for game with this is so strong. You can immediately remove 2 blockers and swing hard, which is very good. And then we got Bedge, which is another playable card for Trafalgar Law, and also 8-cost Kid, and yeah, there's actually quite a few decks that could really use it, to be honest, since it is kind of generic, kind of similar to Flampe, but particular to Supernovas. As, yeah, we get into this next one. Heat and Wire, pretty interesting. Punk Hazard. What does this even do? That's so useless. I mean, it's like free, kind of. You kind of just get to play it out for free, and then for the rest of the game, you gain 1k per turn. It's, like, decent, but there's definitely better stuff in the game, for sure. Fighting Fish here. Got Scratchman Apu. Gum Gum UFO. Kozuki Momonosuke. Foxy again, so add the playables. We got Senior Pink. Okay, and we got Secret Monkey D. Luffy again. So this is my second one. Pretty solid here. I would have preferred to get the Law, but, you know, this card is still super nice. And just a really good artwork, to be honest. And who's this drawn by? Tapioca. That makes sense. Tapioca is definitely one of the best artists in the game. Okay, so that's our guaranteed hits out of the way. Now, the rest of these packs have to be spicy, or else we're bricked up for the rest of this box. So, I know usually when you talk about getting bricked, it's mostly about counter, but in this case, it's about packs. So, let's go forward with it and prosper. Let's see. Got Buffalo, Kinemon, Inazuma, Bellamy, Sengoku. Old Sengoku is just, he hits the perfect type of, like like this kind of aura is just so good. Like retired old man, but could still fuck you up kind of stuff. We got Edward Newgate. Got Caesar Soldier. God Thread, once again, very good. Usopp, leader. Damned Punk, again. And then Monkey D. Luffy Searcher, which is pretty required if you are going to be playing Trafalgar Law. And Kid, to be honest. Both of them really like that Searcher. Which kind of gives them more consistency than a lot of the other yellow decks in the format. You know, NL doesn't have a Searcher. Robin doesn't have a Searcher. A good Searcher. Besides that, there really aren't that many choices as far as really solid Searchers for yellow, you know? So it really does come down to Supernovas, and, you know, because there's not even a Straw Hat yellow card, because, yes, you could consider, you know, BY Luffy, but I don't really count it. It's kind of special in that way. Roronoa Zero. And then Kuzan, so maybe one of the strongest SRs in the set, but there are so many that it's kind of hard to make that call. But that card is broken. You get to remove, you can't be removed in battle, or at all, by any effects. And then on top of that, you can remove yourself to replace yourself, so you can swing and then get a body set up that can't be attacked into. So very powerful effect. You also draw a card for some reason, so it's even neutral in hand. There's zero reason to be holding on to it, especially because it's a vanilla. So yeah, just a crazy, crazy card. This is also another insane card. If you haven't played against Trafalgar Law, this is maybe the best card in the deck, or like, it is the most flexible card in the deck, which makes it so versatile. You can really combo hard with just this card. Okay, Smoker here. Nice. Okay, Sanji Searcher, I actually needed these also for Reiju, so it makes a lot of sense. It's just straight up a Searcher, so you can go get that stage just a little bit more consistently. And then we're going to round it out with, of course, the Dawn card. So that's our second Dawn of the box, which means we are exhausted of every single one of our guaranteed hits, so to say. So we're going to have to see some pretty crazy stuff in these next, like, 8 or so packs if we are going to get anything cool. Otherwise, it's just going to be SRs for the rest of this. So, yeah, I'm hoping for the best. Get into this next pack. I'm going to go a bit quick on this one. We'll just go for the full fan out. Nothing too crazy. We've seen these cards once again. Funny Nico Robin. Love that card. Rhino Schneider. Kid Killer. Okay, Koala. So that's a new card. We haven't gotten this one before. It is an uncommon here. She's holding Sabo's hat. We got Virgo again. And then NL, which is also super playable in Lim. Basically, you just draw draw 3, trash 2, if you have 2 or more rested characters, which on Lim is very easy. So yeah, pretty good stuff there. And then Virgo, obviously, great searcher. Let's keep going. OP-10, you know, not the most exciting set in my opinion, just because of the era they kind of chose, but that definitely has some good stuff nonetheless. We got Bartolomeo, Perona. Oh yeah, R.I.P. Perona after all the nerfs. So sad. Heat and Wire. We got Dragon number 13. We got Moosey. Got 10-layer Igloo. Usopp. Nami, but Picasso-esque. I don't know. Is Picasso the right artist? Okay, X-Drake super playable. I'm going to drop that over. Pika. Okay, we got Divine Departure. Super duper playable. You basically get to yeah, it's a 6 cost. You get to KO an 8,000 power character. And if you choose to, you can actually use it for counter as well for 3k. You don't even have to burn a card for it, so it's honestly super solid. Okay, and then 8 cost Kid. So if I want to add more to my play set, there you go. That is super good. I do like to see that. I am running 2 currently in my Robin deck, and I could honestly see myself going up in number. It is such an insane card to be able to establish a body and trash a life. Obviously, you could do that with Pudding to an even crazier degree, but still feels amazing for some of these rare where you can kind of push life really hard here and go for game. Beyond, we got Cavendish. Is Cavendish even in this set? Blue Cavendish? Oh, he must be a rare, if I had to guess. So not seeing him is pretty surprising. We got Mocha. Okay, Kid, Leader. There you go. Liberation. And then we're going to end it with another Marco here. Not too surprising. I think we got, looks like 7 packs left. So I was right on the money when I said 8 packs before. So let's keep going. I have noticed that people are enjoying my One Piece content, so I'm going to continue to keep it up. I want to, you know, really not take advantage of, but, you know, if that's what people like, I'm going to keep doing it. And honestly, I like it too, so I don't really mind. And, you know, I'm just going to keep it rolling. My Nico Robin content has been doing very well. If you haven't seen it before, I would definitely shout it out because, you know, I put a lot of effort into those Robin videos. I almost got a prize. You know, I almost hit like what the equivalent of Top Cut in a 64-person online tournament, and I could have gotten a pretty cool prize, but unfortunately I fell just short at 8th place, which you would think would be top 8, which it is top 8, but that's not prizing because prizing is X1 only, and I guess they didn't have enough people to have 8 people be X1 and higher. So instead, I ended up with X2, the highest percentage. And I had someone actually had the exact same percentage, and they actually lost to me earlier in the tournament. So a little bit rough, but you know, you live and you learn. And I have a lot of regrets from that game. I think I could have played a lot better here. As we get Rebecca, maybe one of the best cards in the set. I've said that about so many cards now, but I'm serious this time. You gotta listen to me. Yeah, next pack. Here we go. Manga. I still haven't pulled anything crazy. So, Perona, Diamante, Robin, Rock, Gum Gum Rhino Schneider, Sengoku, Musi, Killer. I don't think this set should be worth 150, by the way. I think 150 is absurd. Definitely will go down to something more reasonable. Okay, Don Quixote, Rosinante. I've been seeing people even running this card in Purple Luffy because the draw 2 cards is super good. You generally will have some events in hand, most likely. If you have 7 or more Dawn cards, you also get 2 active after every turn, which could be amazing for Gum Gum Giant. Imagine a 10 you play your a 10 Dawn turn, you use all your Dawn, you restand it with this. I could see it being really strong, and I understand where people are coming from in that perspective. There's just so many strong SRs in the set, which really makes every single pack kind of interesting. Because if you're someone who actually plays the game, you could get real good value out of any of those cards. So here we go. We got Isho, San Juan Wolf. Is that how you say it? San Juan, Scotch, Newgate, Barrier Pistol. Got Saint Morn Homing. We got Baby 5, Caesar Soldier, Nami. Okay, that's the searcher. Okay, we got... Oh, shoot. I just dropped bulk. Damn. I'll pick that up in a second. But let's round out this pack, shall we? Oh my god. Oh my god. I think it's... Oh, I got the SP! Oh my god, I got the SP. No way. It's Charlotte Flampe for Katakuri. Wow. That is a beautiful card. No way. No way. That is a beautiful card. I'm very glad I'm not going to have to spend money on this. But this just makes me reminds me of that one event from, I believe it's OP-11, where it's like no one needs some wimpy help or whatever. You know what Katakuri says to Flampe. But awesome, dude. I love being able to see this. This SP. Wow. Okay. I'm shocked. Here we go. That is quite the banger. I'm not gonna lie. Hand shaking. Oh my god, my hands are shaking. No, I'm kidding. It is true though. My hands were a little bit shaky there, but awesome to see that card. Charlotte Flampe. EBO1 card, obviously, so obviously super playable, but with NL losing a little bit of presence and BY Luffy not existing anymore, Flampe has kind of fallen off a bit because there's just not that many decks that would kind of rely on her in the same way. Let me just decrease this pile before I explode it again. Buffalo, Isho, Brook, Dragon number 13. So we ended up being lucky. So I honestly gotta say, this is a great box to start off with. Not the best thing that I bought 2 boxes. So unless there's another SP in that box, probably we'll try and get rid of it. I know that's not good to do. But I don't really know where these packed boxes are coming from. So I might still just open it, but honestly, I'm getting so many of my playable cards that I don't know if it's worth it for me to open, is the bigger consideration there. So I might just get rid of it. I just bought 2 in case my friend wanted one. And yeah, don't really, he said no, so we're chilling. And here we go, we got Tashigi normal, so now we can get a bit of comparison. I always like to do this with artworks. I think both the Tashigi cards in this set are a bit lackluster as far as, you know, what the art looks like. I know they were going for like paired artworks. Oh my god, I just need to get that Charlotte Flampe away from me. I don't want to do any damage to it here. So this is Tashigi and Tashigi. I mean, definitely the alt art looks better, 100%. But that's mainly because it's a dynamic shot versus a still shot. But honestly, I still just don't like his face. Well, her face. And then her face looks better in the SR. So, you know, you take what you can get for the most part. And yeah, we could just keep on rolling. We got 3 packs left. So really going down to the wire here. But we've already hit our 3. I've never heard of a box that goes double banger on the big card. So that should be pretty much us rounded out. So I'm gonna go a bit quicker here just to round us out quickly. Got Sai, obviously is married, question mark, to Violet, not Violet, what's her name, Baby 5, I think. I don't know, I think they confirmed that. Pika, we got Sugar, a final leader. Okay, finally we got the Cavendish, the draw 2 trash 2 or trash 1, extremely good. And then Frankie, I love this card just because this Frankie is just a great design. So I'm actually just going to put this collection pile. And then last 2 packs here. Is there any other SRs I can think of? Obviously Tashigi, I would love to get or not Tashigi, Smoker. The 5 cost. I would love to grab up 1 copy if possible to at least get that playset started, because that card is not going anywhere. To be clear, it will be relevant for the rest of time until rotation rotates it out. So getting a playset is definitely going to be pretty valuable, and soon, you know, the prices will drop. Another Caesar Clown. This is, you know what? Just because I can. Wait, actually, One Piece cards are pretty hard to. Okay, there we go. One Piece cards are pretty hard to. Oh, it's Caesar Clown. Who cares? Maybe the worst villain in One Piece. So yeah, he can go to the trash. I don't really mind. If you're a Caesar Clown fan, I dare you to challenge me in the comments. I dare you. I triple dog dare you to challenge me in the comments. As yeah, now we go into this final pack. Last pack magic. Is it a manga? I don't think so. Bellamy, Frankie. I'm just going through it. Whitebeard, playable. 10-layer Igloo, very playable, but I'll sort through these when I need these cards. Whereas some of these set decks I already have kind of set aside, as like Lim. And then Sabo, wow. Okay, we're going to end with one of the strongest rares in the set. This card is insane. If any character base cost 7 or less is attempted to be removed, which by the way, with Raigo getting nuked, there aren't that many events that get rid of a 8 or higher character. So this has really risen up, but if you do something like Gravity Blade, for instance, with this Sabo on board, you can actually just return Sabo to hand, and everything gets protected, because it nullifies the effect itself, rather than just protecting those bodies. So, pretty insane card there, and that's going to round us out in this box. So, let's just do a quick recap on all our hits, which, I mean, we could see pretty clearly in front of us, but I'll just go quickly through the rares, you know, that I picked up for playables. Nothing too insane here. Sanji is a good call out here for Reiju. Boxy as well. And then Basil Hawkins for Kid. This Tony Chopper is everywhere. This Frankie's funny. Got Dracula Mihawk again. And then, yeah, that's it for playables. We got some pretty banger SRs here. We got Cavendish, which is not an SR. But these three are honestly some of the strongest cards from the set. Actually, these four. Literally these 4 cards right here. Extremely powerful. And then Beji as well. And then finally, we got our secret rares. Our secret rare, our alt art, and our SP. Charlotte Flampe. Oh, don't kill me. Don't kill me. Oh, don't kill me. I don't want to bend it. I don't want to scratch it. I don't want to do anything. Thank God this wasn't the pack I almost cut. Here we go. We'll just do it the full safe way here. As we get the Shigi alt art to kind of start us out. We got the Monkey D. Luffy with the sick art of Gear 4. We got the 2 Doflamingo Dons, as per usual. And then finally, the Charlotte Flampe SP here. Looking pretty damn good, I gotta say. I was kind of concerned about One Piece kind of card quality, but honestly, they really shaped up this set. There's no whitening on the edges, which I was noticing a lot more with, like, a ton of fraying at the top. Especially in PRB, I guess they printed so much that there was just a lot of quality control issues, but honestly, OP-10s look really good so far, so pretty exciting stuff, and this is just a beautiful card. So, awesome to see that. But with that, that is the end of this video. You know, don't have anything else to shout out or do. I do have more One Piece openings coming up. I'm going to think about what video I want to make as far as actual trading card game content, like as far as like playing it or really working out with you know, testing out a deck or doing a local report, something like that. I'm not too sure what I want to do, but I'll definitely consider it and think about where I want to move forward, because Robin is really where I find myself, and until another, like, when EBO2 comes out, for instance, I could probably make another Robin review, talking about my thoughts on the set. But besides that, there isn't really that much to make content on, unless I try exploring other decks and really getting acquainted with those. Like Reiju, I've been playing a bit more on the sim to get acquainted with that. But besides that, it hasn't been so easy for me to think of good content that people are really gonna watch, because I can't be on top of the meta. I got a lot of other responsibilities, and I can't really be like talking about the game in a very big, broad perspective, because I'm simply not the best player. You know, I want to be really, really skilled at the game to the point where I'm able to, you know, top cut before I'm really sharing my opinions, because at the end of the day, people will listen to other people. And if my information's bad, I'm going to feel bad. So I'd rather hold that off for the real professionals to handle. And maybe when I go up there and can prove something, then I can make that content. That'll be my kind of goal there that I'm working towards. Either way, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great week for the rest of the week. I believe this will come out maybe Wednesday. So either way, enjoy yourself. Live life to the fullest. Like and subscribe. These are all mantras you have to follow. No, I'm kidding. I don't give a shit. But either way, Golden Gad out.